Hi, this is Mr. Payton. Welcome to Standing on Their Shoulders. In this episode, I want to talk about our legacy. You know, our past in many ways is marked by struggle, death, a lot of negative things. But there's also been some wonderful accomplishments, contributions. I think too often we talk about lynchings and not enough about our HBCUs, for example. For those of you who are not aware, HBCU stands for Historically Black Colleges and Universities. And back in a time where we had very little resources and even less influence, we were able to create places like Tuskegee University, back then known as the Tuskegee Institute. People like Booker T. Washington had a vision that we would engage ourselves in higher learning, in industry, agriculture, and just academics at a high level. People like him believed that we were capable of any and everything. I mean, if we go further and further back, we can look at the continent of Africa and the advancements of the great empires such as Egypt, and some of the things that we still use today in terms of engineering and architecture. But if we bring it back to the more recent times, we can talk about something like Black Wall Street in the Greenwood district of Tulsa, Oklahoma. The amount of financial resources that we had established there, if it were not for a massacre, would probably still be thriving today. My point is that our legacy is not just one of suffering and slavery and being chased and things like that. Our legacy is also one of building, one of industry, one of success, one of achievement. And I encourage everybody that's watching this to start to investigate that history, so that you know that part of our legacy as Black folk, as African Americans. I made it a point as a young man to investigate all of it. The things that we did right, the things that we did wrong, the people who stood up when it was impossible to stand, the women that supported the men, the women who led the men, the children who had courage when they weren't even old enough to know what courage was. I have taken it upon myself to investigate these things, and I understand that in a day and time where we have things like TikTok and Instagram and Discord and cryptocurrency, and there's just so many things that can fill our mind and our attention. I think it's important that you establish a foundation for who you are. Again, for me, it starts with spirituality. It starts with being a Christian. It starts with believing in Jesus Christ. And I know that's not a popular thing to talk about anymore, but it's important to me. Again, I'm a praying man, and so my day starts and ends with a prayer. I understand that there are forces greater than me, and I understand that my purpose is just part of a larger deal. But as an educator, as an activist, as a coach, as a counselor, too often I'm sitting in a room or sitting in a group of young African Americans or young Hispanic Americans or young white Americans, just young people in general. And they don't have a foundation. They don't have a spiritual foundation. They don't have an academic foundation. They're just going to school because people told them to. So many of my middle schoolers right now say, why do we even need to go? And so as much as this series called Standing on Their Shoulders is to give honor, respect, love, and acknowledgement to African Americans, I'm speaking to all young people right now. Find something that you love and that you care about enough to investigate it, learn about it, and then make it better for others. I have one purpose on this earth, and that is to share what I have with other people for the advancement of all people. I just happen to know that African Americans, Black people, are at a deficit. And so I feel like some of my energy needs to be directed towards giving as many levels of support, as much information, and as much guidance as I can to a group of people that has been disenfranchised for a very long time. So anybody who has ever been around me will tell you I love everybody. I love all people from all walks of life. But I never forget or never shy away from the fact that I am Black and that the African American cause in the United States is difficult. And it is on an uneven playing field. And so I have made it a point to try to provide as many tips, clues, and ideas as I can for those young people who are like me, who hunger for a better way and to give back and to support and to build. And so again, the goal of this series is to stimulate conversation, hopefully to improve understanding, but most importantly, just as another opportunity for me to share what I know with others who may not have had the opportunities I've had to read and go to talks and listen to speakers. My name is Mr. Payton, and this series is called Standing on Their Shoulders. And I really hope that it stimulates conversation and that it provides some insight into the experience of Black people, African Americans here in the United States. Thank you for watching. I hope you like this video. Hope you subscribe to the channel. I'm always sharing different perspectives on anything that has to do with learning and becoming better. And so I hope this was valuable, and I thank you for your time. Have a great day.